Thank you for everyone joining us today. It is 5:02 p.m. I just want to welcome those who are streaming and viewing the meeting from the YouTube live stream. We'll get started shortly as we allow a little bit of more time to um, let our LSC members join.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Hey, Mr. Flores, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Ooh, geez. Excuse me.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Ms. Ahmad. Thank you for joining us. We're about to get started shortly. We're giving just a few more minutes for the rest of our LFC to join.
Okay.
on our Foreman YouTube
Good
channel.
afternoon, Ms. Cruz.
As always,
Hello, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here.
Great, thank you.
thank you for joining us. On our Foreman YouTube
Good
channel.
afternoon, Ms. Cruz.
As always,
Hello, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here.
Great, thank you.
thank you for joining us. On our Foreman YouTube
Good
channel.
afternoon, Ms. Cruz.
As always,
Hello, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm here.
Great, thank you.
thank you for joining us. On our Foreman YouTube
Good
channel.
Just an
afternoon, Ms.
FYI, we
Cruz.
As
have
always,
6 local school
Hello,
council
I'm
members
sorry I'm late,
present.
but I'm here.
Great, thank you.
thank you for joining us. On our Foreman YouTube
Good
channel.
Just an
afternoon, Ms.
FYI, we
Cruz.
As
So with that
always,
number, we
6
won't
local
be,
school
I mean,
Hello,
council
we'll
I'm
have to
members
do an
sorry I'm
official
present.
late, but
roll
I'm
call,
here.
but that wouldn't make for a Great, thank you.
we have 7 present. I'm calling Miss Woods right now.
Okay, thank you.
We have 8 LSC members present, Mr. Flores. I'm counting myself.
Yeah, I think we have, if we can just do a roll call, just to verify. I think we have 7.
Yeah, so let me call the meeting to order then. Today is June 21st, 2022. This is a meeting of the local school council for Foreman College and Career Academy. And we will immediately begin with the roll call. If you are, how about we do this way, put your name in the chat, say aye in the chat or
No.
I'll just go ahead and call out the names, and if people are here, they can just say their name. I know Ms. Malhas is sometimes busy, but she dropped her name. That works.
Yeah, thank you.
Ruwaida Hamad. Ms. Ruwaida Hamad. Lawanda Jones.
Present.
Mary McCann.
Present.
Santa Montoya. Rufino Sangraviel. Ruth Cruz.
Present.
Israel Flores present. Ms. Malhas. She dropped in the chat. Ms. Woods.
Present.
Student representative Anwar Ahmad. Principal Escamilla.
Present.
So we have 9 local school council members present today.
Okay,
That
thank you.
is a quorum.
So thank you. So we've established quorum, and we can move on then to the approval of the agenda, which we have received and which is also in front of us on the screen. If everyone could take a look at the agenda.
It's that Matt. Told you every time I come in, I be sleeping. Then I'm bleeding too.
So is there a motion to approve this agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
I second that.
All in favor, please say aye or put your name in the chat.
Cruz, I.
Malhas, I.
Wanda Jones.
Escamilla, aye.
Okay, so
The motion passes.
the motion is carried, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. So then we can move on to the approval of the minutes for the prior meeting.
The motherfucker loud as fuck. Oh.
My
Okay, so we've reviewed the minutes from the last meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes from our meeting from May 24th, 2022.
I second the motion. All in favor, please say aye or put your name in the chat.
Escamilla, aye.
With that, we have 7 votes. I believe the motion would carry.
Okay, thank you. So the motion carried, the minutes from May 24th are approved. At this time, we could move into public participation. Is there any scheduled public participation this evening?
Um, I was confirming right now that to see if anyone signed up at the last minute, but no one signed up for public participation. Can you hear me?
Yes. So is there anyone who is listening in, participating in this meeting for public participation who would like to speak? Okay, then we will move on to point 6. For new business, we do not have new business for this evening, other than we will need to have an executive board meeting, which we will get to at point 8. Is there anyone who would like to raise any new business? Any member of the LSC who would like to raise some new business? Okay, thank you. We will move into point number 7, and we will start with the report from the principal. Mr. Escamilla?
Well, welcome everybody. Just to recap our end of the school year data. We ended with a 74.21 attendance rate overall, which is roughly where we stayed, kind of fluctuated 2 or 3 percentage points around this area. You also see our teacher attendance rate there. We also kind of maintained a right around 560 students all school year. I think we started at 568 at the very beginning of the school year. We have a preliminary number of 130 freshmen coming in. Just to give you a sense of this past school year, we had about 90 freshmen projected, and then it wasn't until the 20th day of the school year where we ended up with roughly 160 freshmen at Foreman. So right now, over the summer, to start off at around 130 being projected to Foreman, it's a good number, which means we may end up a lot higher in the near future. Here is some of our grade data overall, where we have overall 86.5% pass rate. And here you can see the breakdown within our departments of and what you see here is broken down by grade level. So in the column all the way to your left, you see the 9th grade, and these are all grades issued to freshmen. In the darker gray, in the second column, you'll see the 10th grade. These are all the grades issued to our sophomores, and so on and so forth. And so what you see in the freshman class is 86.09% of the students have a pass rate, and passing grades were issued to our freshman class, where our sophomore class struggled a little bit more than our other classes. We had a 79.88% pass rate there, and these are all of the grades that were issued to those classes as well. So I'm going to give you some time to just sort of take your own time to review some of these overall pass rates. But again, overall, we had an 86.5% pass rate of all of our grade levels in all of our classes. Here, this is just to recap a little bit of our end of the school year professional development. Our multi-tiered system of support team, or for short, MTSS, recently delivered a professional development on embedding literacy skills within every department's respective curriculum. What we've been doing this year is we've been issuing an universal screener, which is an exam for all intent and purposes at the beginning, middle, and end of the school year. And during that time, we would utilize that data to then make adjustments to our curriculum. And so that is never a one and done type of thing. This is something that we're trying to be more deliberate about, following student progress and then making the appropriate adjustments within our teams. So even though it was the end of the year, we still issued an end of the year screener where we can derive some information from it and then make adjustments to our curriculum. And our MTSS team, with the leadership of Ms. Malhas, delivered this PD so that our teachers can remain focused on what adjustments they can continue to make towards the end of the school year, and or maybe just make adjustments to their overall curriculum so that it continues to impact our students more throughout not only this school year, but perhaps also into next school year. All of our PLCs, or professional learning communities, ended the school year with reflections. This is not only reflections on their own theories of actions that they help create, but these theories of actions also are part of our CIWP. And I ended up forwarding all of you, our LSC members, copies of those reflections. And then we also had all of our departments give their input, and every department had the opportunity to write a mission and vision statement of their own, which we're going to continue to merge the best ideas out of all those mission and vision statements over the summer, so that at the start of the school year, we start off the new school year with a new mission and vision statement. But this process was, we wanted to take our time. I certainly wanted the teams to take their time in thinking through our experiences together within the last couple of years, the last few years, and then think about what adjustments we want to make to our mission and vision to see and be part of the work that's going to make that's going to bring a brighter future to Foreman. And so it was a lot of work, but it was also exciting work that I can't wait to unveil our new mission and vision for the start of next school year. Some of our summer plans: we will be having our freshman connection, our incoming freshmen join us over the summer. And they, our other students from 10th grade through 12th grade will also have the opportunity to participate in out of school time. They call them OST programs here during the summer. And so these are all of the different summer programs that we're going to be offering. So not only are we offering Freshman Connection, which is going to have a literacy and math focus and enrichment focus for all of our freshmen coming in, but we are also going to offer a diversity club to help students better understand the importance of diversity, acceptance, tolerance, and welcoming others into our school community. We're also going to have foundational reading and math skills, and this is an actual class for students who want to beef up their reading and math skills so that they can aim for that higher PSAT or SAT score that they desire and improve their scores overall. We have a sports clinic also running, which is going to be a variety of intramural sports that kids can participate in, but with structure and organization, like a tournament style type program as well. So the kids will have an opportunity to have fun. We also have an exciting nail technician class that we wanted to bring. This is based on surveying our students and our students showing interest in cosmetology. We were able to partner up with a program that brings nail technician classes and a certificate of completion for students that participate in this. And so we are bringing that to Foreman over the summer. We are also, our music teachers are also providing voice lessons over the summer for those students that are interested in continuing to improve their singing voice. So this is some of the offerings that we have this summer. We're excited about this as well. So just to bring you all some news on the $300,000 capital funding grant that was brought to us by Senator Pacioni-Zayas. We did finally get some responses from our district. The idea here is that we open up the $300,000 for a participatory budget initiative, which means that we survey all of our community, our LSC, our parents, our teachers, our students, so that they can help guide us in selecting the best way to spend the $300,000 to improve the facilities here at Foreman. And so what I asked was some input from Facilities Downtown. This is the Office of Facilities Downtown, so that they can help give us some estimates of what things would cost in order to improve them here at Foreman. And so they came in, we walked them through key areas in the building where we pointed out the need of improvement of the facilities in the building, and they took notes, and then they went back and started to estimate some of the costs of these upgrades. And so they just sent us this right before the end of the school year. And so this is going to help us at least give our community a sense of how much things cost, how much we have to fundraise, and then I can leverage the power of our LSC so that we can continue to work with key members like State Senator Pacioni Zayas or our Alderman Felix Cardona, or anybody else that can help us with some creative funding sources so that we can continue to improve things overall here at Foreman. But I did want to share with you some of the costs, some of these general estimates, just so that it can get the juices flowing and you all can at least have an idea of some of the costs. So even though $300,000 is a lot of money that we are definitely going to maximize, you all can see the different costs of upgrading different things in the building, which some of them are very surprising and some of them are not so surprising. But this is sort of the estimates based on pricing that the district has received over the years for different schools and different facility upgrades. Here's one other page that they sent me. This is for the locker rooms, and the concession building is the one that surprised me the most. The concession building would be a small space where people can sell soda pop, popcorn, or waters during a game out in the field. And so I was just surprised that to build a little concession stand, that it would cost us this much money. Nevertheless, that's the price that they estimated and quoted and gave me, and something that we would have to consider in the near future, hopefully, knock on wood, when we get some sort of approval for upgrading our field outside. And with that, I just want to say thank you to the local school council for your input and support this past school year. I look forward to working with several of you who are remaining on for our LSC and continuing to help fight the good fight and help bring Foreman to the 21st century with all of our upgrades and improvements, and also your input and guidance along the way. So thank you all.
So are there any questions for Mr. Escamilla based on the report? I just have one question. In terms of the like the prices that you got, was that from what was the, and I apologize if you mentioned it, what was the source?
Yeah, sure. So we've been, ever since we found out that we were going to be the recipients of this capital funding through Senator Pacioni Zayas' office, the next steps were to work with CPS facilities, because what they normally do, let's just say they're going to renovate a restroom. What they normally do is CPS, the Office of Facilities within CPS, finds construction companies that they would bid out the work. So they would say, hey, we're looking to renovate a restroom, and we're looking to, they may even make a suggestion of what they're willing to spend. I'm not sure of that process exactly, but I know that they would get bids from different companies that would say, hey, this is what it would cost us to make the renovations that you're requesting, and then they would go with the best bid. And so what they did when we found out we were receiving these funds is they were going back to all of the different and recent work that they've done in different schools to give us a sense of what range of costs different things would end up costing us. And so this came from, again, CPS facilities.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if like the local Chamber of Commerce in Belmont Cragen would have recommendations of local businesses that might be able to do some of the same at a lower price. But I don't know if that's, you know, if that would be a possibility, if it has to go through facilities.
I think if there's a company that can do something at a lower price, I think as long as they are a vendor of some kind or someone that does business with the school district, I know that they usually vet different companies in order to do business with CPS. And I believe as long as that they've gone through the process and are an acceptable vendor or company to bid on things within CPS, that they should be. I just do not know the process that the vendor would have to go through in order to be.
In order to have a bid, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So with no further questions, I don't believe our student representative is here today because she graduated, correct? And she
Correct.
was a valedictorian, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay, we didn't congratulate her on that, but maybe we can find a way to do that. The Bilingual Advisory Committee, the back, is there someone who is here?
I don't see anyone here.
Okay. Then let's move on to the Parent Advisory Committee.
Is Ms. Kieran's on? I don't see her. I don't think Ms. Kieran's was able to make it today, but I know Ms. Kieran's from the PAC also graciously decided to participate as a parent rep for next school year. So I'm happy to add her and welcome her to our LSC for next school year.
Oh, great. That's good news. Okay. Then we can move on to the to communications and FOIA. Is Mr. Escamilla, was there any FOIA?
Yeah, there have not been any FOIA requests. But again, I'd like to also take this time to remind anyone viewing on YouTube that the FOIA requests can, or copies of our agendas and minutes and videos are all linked on our website. So for anyone that would like to look for copies of those, they're right on our website under our LSC tab. For our PPLC, in our last meeting, again, we just left off where we would be piloting a program that evaluates curriculum. And so what we were trying to do is make sure that everybody has a seat at the table. We want to invite students and then perhaps create a cohort where we would be testing out our model of evaluating curriculum and the effectiveness of curriculum, where our students, our teachers, our community have a say. But and then once we just actually discussed a process that we use as a PPLC to reflect on curriculum effectiveness. But now what we want to do is at least bring the best of a couple of research-based ideas to help us, and then pilot it with this one cohort group, whether that is a team of teachers and students that would examine a curriculum and then help us provide us with feedback or make adjustments. But we would then adopt this tool moving forward to evaluate the effectiveness of our curriculum. So right now we just we left off where our next steps is to create this pilot group and to further etch in stone our process. We just have gone through one reflection process that we did as a PPLC, but we want to continue to examine other research-based methods so that we can perhaps combine the best of two ideas or run with the idea that makes the most sense to us and then introduce it to this pilot group. And that's where we left off in our last meeting.
Okay. And when will the next meeting of the PPLC be?
It would have to be at the start of the school year, but I don't have a next meeting unless Ms. Majas, do you know if we, because I know the PPLC is voted every school year, so whether it is the this same exact PPLC remaining or new PPLC voted in by our teachers that are going to be sitting in on next year's PPLC, but I believe it's going to be at the start of the school year. Once given the opportunity for teachers to nominate and vote each other in.
Okay. Any other questions for any other reports? Okay, so thank you all. We can move into the executive board meeting. Here in the executive board meeting, it will mean that that only those on the LSC, excluding Mr. Escamilla, will meet today because we have the principal evaluation to complete. And for Mr. Garces, I have a technical question. I sent everyone a copy of the form that we're going to use, but I was wondering what the best way is to upload that so that we can have it on our screen when we move into the executive board meeting. Yeah, so we have it's a 3-page form. It's actually a little bit longer than 3 pages, but the part that we have to fill out is the first 3 pages. And I sent it to you by email this evening, and I sent it to the members of the LSC so we could all refer to our emails. But if there's a way, I don't know if there's a way that can be posted and managed either by myself or Mr. Flores during the meeting so that we can scroll down. No, we can. Yeah, it's just for viewing purposes. Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's during the closed session. So, okay.
So one thing I'd like to mention, I forgot that I bypassed the portion where I was going to share the budget transfers that would also need
Approval?
voting. Yeah, so I can display those right now and walk us through them. But in the meantime, I'm wondering, Mr. Flores, do you have a Gmail account?
Yeah, I do.
So one of you, and maybe it's Mr. Flores, would have to create an invite that you can actually send to everybody's email here. And then that would help you then move over to a private meeting place. It's only the members, only all in that that Google Meet.
Okay.
And when you all join that Google Meet, is where you can perhaps drop that form in the chat. Chairperson McCann, you can drop it in the chat, or just have you share your screen, or Mr. Flores share his screen with the form that you're all looking at the same time.
Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. So, So we'll do both of those. We'll have Mr. Escamilla will present the transfers, and Israel, if you can see if you can do that invite. Thank you.
So in your emails last week, I did send you links to these folders with the transfers, but I'll walk us through all of them. The first transfer was in the amount of $5,000 from a, here we go. Let's see. Oops, sorry about that. Was a $5,000 transfer that was going towards the main office renovations from other pointer lines. We had $6,000 that were transferred, and that was to increase for our summer buckets. This is for our Illinois Empower grant that I applied for to help us with different funding. In this case, it is going to be for funding for teachers who are going to be coming in for professional development and planning time over the summer. There are $15,000 that were being reallocated for our OST program, and this is to pay for that 5-week nail technician program over the summer. That's going to be beneficial for our students to get for those students who are signing up for the nail technician certification. We transferred $2,390 for our PE and sports supplies. This is also to continue to make some purchases that are going to impact our summer programs and the rest of the school year. We used $5,729.07 to reallocate and clear negatives in substitute pointer lines. This is when teachers are absent and we have funding that is available for substitutes, but when we have more absences than anticipated, we still have to pay our substitutes. So we, I see Santa Montoya joining, thank you. So we need to cover the negatives that were left over for those substitutes. This $1,145.84 was also additional funds to transfer to help cover the substitute pointer line. We also used another $208.69 to continue to cover those substitute pointer lines. Again, $121.78 to transfer to cover the substitute pointer line. $177.50 to continue to cover the substitute pointer line. And then finally, $509.20. And this is to clear a general negative in a bucket pointer line. This is for general pay of teachers' salaries. So when certain lines go negative, we have to then transfer funds in order to clear that negative from another account. This is just a second page. We have $107.23. This also continued to go towards a substitute pointer line. $176.91 to cover a negative in the substitute pointer line. And by the way, the substitute pointer lines are it's all one line, but when we transfer funds, we have to find sometimes small amounts of money in different lines in order to transfer it to one line. So that's why you see several little amounts that would go into covering the sub pointer line. And then finally, the $1,319, again, to cover a negative in the substitute pointer line. These were the funds that we ended up transferring in the month of June that I would request for a motion to pass.
Thank you. Before the motion, does anyone have any questions about any of the line items? Okay, then I would move that we approve as the LSC the transfer items that were presented at this meeting and on the attached document. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
So the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye or write your name.
Aye.
Cruz, I.
Escamilla, aye.
Montoya, aye.
And motion has passed with 8 votes.
Okay, so the transfers are approved as presented. Okay. Was there any other remaining business from point 7 on reports? Okay, so we will be able to move on to point 8. And with that, Mr. Flores has sent us all an invitation. And so my understanding, Mr. Escamilla, is that we don't actually leave this meeting, or do we leave this meeting and join the other meeting and then we get back on this so that we can?
Correct.
Okay.
So I would stay, I'm remaining on this meeting to keep the call active or the meeting active. So I will remain back. And Israel, I just sent you Ms. LaWanda Jones's email address, or maybe I'm about to send it. Because I think that was the only one you may have been missing. If there are any other email addresses that you need to add to that meeting that you're going to go into right now, let me know, and I can send them your way. And yes, I would remain back, and then you all would join Israel on the call that he created, on the meeting he created.
Okay, so do we, oh, I see Mr. Garces raised your hand, raised his hand. So please go ahead, Mr. Garces. Oh, okay. All right. So, Mr. Escamilla, do you recommend that we actually leave this meeting to join the other because you're going to keep it open? You're going to keep this meeting open?
Yeah, I think it makes it easier for all of you not to juggle 2 meetings at once. So you can actually leave this meeting. I will stay on it. And then unless you want to try to open up 2, I just don't want you guys to not be able to connect to your other meeting. But however you want to play it, you can. I think it'd probably be best to leave this meeting and then just connect in the new meeting that Israel.
Yeah, I agree. So, so members of the LSC will leave this meeting, and please, in your emails, you have an invitation from Mr. Flores. And I'm going to say this in Spanish too, just to make sure that all the members are informed. Entonces, ahorita vamos a cerrar, vamos a salir de esa reunión donde estamos todos para entrar a una reunión especial. Y vamos a entrar a la otra reunión especial por medio de la invitación que nos acaba de mandar el señor Israel Flores. ¿Hay alguna pregunta con respecto a eso? Okay, so everybody okay? We're ready to leave this meeting to join the other? Okay. All right, I'm leaving right now then, and I'll be on the other in a second. Thank you.
So we lost a few. Go ahead, Mr. McCann.
No, I was just saying hello to, we've got a couple people joining.
All right. Welcome back.
Thank you. So at this point, I'm not sure, we worked on our task. And so obviously we spent, we gave it all our best, and because it's an important task, obviously, to evaluate the principal. So we have finished our executive board meeting, and we may have lost a few people on the way. So if I don't know that there's any public participation at this point.
I can confirm that right now. No additional requests for public participation at this time.
Okay. So we could entertain a motion to adjourn. Now we don't have a quorum, but in this case, what's the parliamentary procedure if we kind of lost, or can we still just entertain a motion? I
believe with 5 we should be good, but I can always double check. I can, if you give me a minute, I'll confirm. I'll try to go into the manual right away.
Okay, thank you.
So I am looking at the manual guidance, and it says that if we had 9 members currently serving on with quorum, votes needed to pass a motion in a high school LSC would be 5. However, can you hear me, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. However, that doesn't necessarily answer our question because we went down to 5. We started off with 9.
Well, I mean, one way or the other, we're going to need to adjourn. So should we just note in the minutes that we adjourned with, I mean, we could still take the motion as a straw vote and just record it one way or the other.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. So I would move to adjourn this meeting.
I second that.
And then all in favor, please say aye or put your name in the box.
I, Woods.
Aye.
I, McCann.
Hi, Escamilla.
Okay, that's it. Everybody has voted. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, and so I do want to thank everyone, and I really appreciated the trust that you put in me to be part of the LLC, first of all, and then secondly to chair. So thank you all, and I hope everybody has a great summer.
Thank you so much, Ms. McCann. If there's anything that you need from me, anything that, I mean, Foreman is always going to be a home for you. Please let me know how I can help you or the family with anything in the near future.
Great, thank you. And then just to note, I mean, I know we've all adjourned, but I will get the results from our executive meeting over to Ms. Dearden Jackson. Okay, so we all know that. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. And just one last question. When would you be able to be available to sign the transfers when?
Yeah, this, right. Either I kind of like dropping in rather than trying to get my home printer to work. So how many, when are you open this week and next week?
We'll be here probably from 8 to 3.
Okay.
So you can always text me and let me know when if you text me the day before and say, hey, I'm going to stop by tomorrow morning, I'll make sure to have everything ready.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to get there at 8 and I will text you the night before.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good night.